Get the behind-the-scenes information on the breweries and beers you love with What's on Tap's Brewery Sessions.
Lead.
Well, welcome to a new Brewery Sessions episode at What's on Tap podcast.
This is a brewery episode. Yeah,
Brewery Sessions.
Brewery Sessions episode.
Exactly.
All right, and so Brewery Sessions is where we interview a brewer from a brewery.
Yep.
And it takes as long as we feel like it needs to take.
Exactly.
All right. And
today we were joined by Frederic from Jacobson here in Copenhagen.
Yep.
So we're sitting down at Himmeriet, and we'll do a little beer and bar review episode of Himmeriet as well. When
after this.
Yeah. So, but Frederic, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Frederic Viking, and I'm the brand manager, so I'm not the brewer. I'm a brand manager for Jacobson here in Denmark. And part of the Carlsberg corporation. We're situated as well as here in Copenhagen, Valby Barge, and this is where we brew, and still do, and has done since 2005. So that's basically that. So marketing guy tried to master puppets the brewers what to do in the future. Give the people what they want. Good beers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Cool. So can you tell us a little bit about Jacobson in general?
Jacobson in general. Okay, Jacobson. As I said, it's founded in 2005, and I think this was. First, we closed down the main factory at Valby, Copenhagen, moved it to Fredericia. The whole filling, brewery, etc. On Carlsberg Tuborg. Since we have had the brewery at Valby since 1847, it still has to be some brewing activity at the premises. So they decided to do something. But this is just one part of it. I think actually also, because wine has been quite a big deal in Denmark anyway, and we saw declining sales, a lot of declining sales on beer in general. People lost interest in beer, probably because it was just, mainstream beer, or we really couldn't give people an alternative. So Jacobson was sort of like a fighting wine thing. If you look into the bottles, it was chairing bottles, 75 CL, which was quite an unusual pack format to bring to the market. So suddenly you have a beer and it's 75 CL, but then again it's quite iconic. It's quite beautiful, so it was okay to put on the table. Back you have small bottles, or you have cans, and it was not okay to bring to the dinner table or to the weekend lunch or whatever. So this was sort of do something for the beer category and fight wine.
Yep.
And basically,
so it's not really a craft beer line. It's more of an elevated line of kind of traditional styles.
It actually started, as sort of like taking the heritage of old classic styles, variants, and do something better. I think we have a dark lager that's a original recipe from JC back, end of the 1800s. We have our Indian Pale Ale, which is also it's a fine-tuned recipe from Carl Jacobson when he was in England. So it's burnt ice water, the old English malts, etc., etc. So it's sort of like classic styles all through it,
Okay.
But specialty beer or crafted, beer.
Because we kind of noticed that you launched 1 year before McKellar got into the market. So it's kind of interesting that the Jacobson line started just right before, like a few years before, really the craft beer movement started. How did you see that affecting you guys?
Well, I think because Jacobson, became a success quite quickly. I don't think because this was like a marketing stuff or a stunt or what we should call it. But we wanted to bring something to the market that actually spoke to these wino guys. So And then suddenly, you know, especially like the 7 or 8, you know, the craft beer here in Denmark started to accelerate.
Yeah.
And suddenly people just started buying our beers, you know, because we were, you know, second best to everything.
Yeah.
So we were in the market, you know, with this crafty style or speciality style, you know. So you could get your Weiss beer, you could get your dark lager or, you know, brown ale, etc. So we had something, you know. So I think we were just lucky, you know, to be caught in this momentum.
Good timing.
Good timing. And it became, you know, a huge success, you know, and we grew really, really quick. And I think, you know, good thing, bad things come with, you know, growing fast. You know? But you know, and here we are, you know, and still like the market leader in the Danish market. So.
Yeah, but you're it's primarily a Scandinavian brand. You don't really sell outside of
Danish, I would say.
Danish? Okay.
You know, I think if you're lucky, you can get it in Systemet, or you can have your Christmas or golden Christmas cake.
Yeah, I mean, it pops up in Systemet every once in a while, but it's not as common as you would think. It's
But I think that's just also, you know, because if you traditionally, okay, perhaps not in Norway, Sweden, you know, but if you go abroad, if you could take Southern Europe, the pack format, 75 seals, quite hard to sell.
Yeah.
It's not a retail product.
It is more of a specialty product at that size.
Yeah.
So, what separates the Jacobson line, I guess, from other Carlsberg specialty lines like the Semper Ardens or some of the other?
But it's because Semper Ardens was before.
Okay, so it was before. I wasn't really sure on that. It kind of looked like you were in parallel, or you may have replaced
that was like
or...
that was actually the first specialty craft brand in Denmark. I would say. So that was pre-Jacobson, and Jacobson was more or less founded on the same ideas.
Yeah.
We had a close collaboration with Maya. On Semper Ardens, you know, putting chocolate, really expensive chocolate, the beers, and he didn't think about cogs or, you know, anything. Just did beers because we wanted to do beer.
Yeah.
So I was Semper Ardens was actually like the pre-Jacobson, but I think it was hard for Semper Ardens to have a, you know, existence with Jacobson on the side.
Okay.
And especially Jacobson, you know, outgrew Semper Ardens.
Yeah.
But basically same.
Yeah.
I think actually with the same brewers.
Okay, that's great.
At the time, so.
And you guys have really stuck to more traditional styles, kind of Germanic styles. What keeps you in that world as you see things expanding and changing and?
It's funny what you say, because I haven't been in the company for I've been in here for 2 years, more or less, a little bit more. No, actually, you know, because one of the things that I challenge is that, you know, you really need to bring the beers that people are asking for, or, you know, how is the market looking right now. So we did now, last year we did our Jacima IPA. So this was actually the first beer, you know, outside of Europe sort of style. So it's a West Coast IPA, you know, hops all Yakima Valley.
I think that's the one we discussed like a year ago.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We put it into the market, you know, and it was just for a test. So you know, and it skyrocketed. I mean, it was. I mean, you know, suddenly, you know, and this is just to show, you know, it's like, okay, people want hobby beers, they want IPAs. They want, you know, West Coast or US inspired beers. So it's, you know, really went through and we're putting into the next week. It's going in on shelf. In supermarkets.
Oh, great!
So basically, by the time this is online, then that beer is going to be available.
Yeah.
Or actually, it was supposed to go in to May, but the demand was actually so huge, so we, you know, the stores wanted it now, and it became actually last year. It became in only 6 months. It became the second biggest variant.
Oh wow!
So it just shows that, you know, classics okay, you know, but if you also give people what they want, and I mean, it's really nice, well balanced. Perhaps not the stuff you get here at the Himmeriet, you know, but it's a good product.
Yeah,
nice.
It's I mean, it has everything. The hoppiness, the fruits, the tropical notes,
sounds great.
And it really well balanced.
Okay, and that'll be in stores soon, so something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Another reason to come back to Denmark.
Exactly.
But then again, and also now, but you actually inspired us, Matthias, with the New England style. So I was putting a New England, why not try that?
Okay.
So this is also what we're doing.
Yeah, because you guys have a brewer's tap scheme. So what is that? I looked online. I couldn't really find anything about it online. So I thought.
No, but it's coming. It's coming online as well.
Right.
Okay, so basically this is a playground. Because when you are a bigger company, it can be hard sometimes, to do small batches. So this was sort of like a testing of playground. And the Yakima is a proven proves the concept. We launched it last year, like Yakima. So this is like an entree driven. So we have the outlets. You call it the test panel. People buy it, try it, and if it rotates, okay, we might have a winner. And we introduced it to Bruce Tap last year, Yakima. So that every quarter we have like a new thing going on.
Okay.
And Yakima took us by surprise. We were sold out in 3 weeks.
Oh wow!
And I think we grew. It was like 20 or 30,000 liters. So it went quick.
Yeah. And where do you find that? Is it?
Our on-trade customers, they can sign up on this. So I think in May we will launch like a sub-page on our Jacobsen.
Okay.
So you can see where we have, what's coming. You can rate it on tap, store located, everything. So it's going to be like more concept.
That's great.
But it's actually just like a testing. So we have what we call the limited testing stuff out. We're doing a session now. April we're doing the Vienna Lager that I told you about.
Yeah.
Sort of like making a modern.
Yeah.
Or the stories. Okay. Vienna Lager, if you look into the like classic ones, and then you have like Garrett or the American dudes, doing a Brooklyn Lager. So it's basically an amber Vienna Lager and doing some American hops. We took the same idea, brought it back, doing some new, European style hops, but basically a classic one. But if like Jason should do a modern Vienna Lager today, how should it taste like?
Yeah.
And we just did it, and it tastes amazing.
Great.
It's like, so it's running now on April, and then to summer it's going to be the new Copenhagen IPA, our New England style.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we're doing a nutty ale, a winter warmer for winter.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's.
Do you ever see Jacobson doing collaboration beers in the future with other breweries? Or?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I just spoke to someone. No. No, of course. Yeah, of course. We'd love to invite people. Also, and I think this is also if you look into what Jason stood for, openness, openness, people. He never kept anything secret, and the yeast story itself, shows, just sharing. We would love to do that. Yeah.
So I know, like Fuller's in the UK has just launched a smaller batch line called Fuller's and Friends, where they've done collaborations with UK breweries to try different things. So that's great. I'm glad to.
We did a small collab last year, but perhaps not but that was with our friends from Norway and Sweden.
Okay.
So near Sudan. So I would love to do that.
All right. Well, one of the things we're very excited to talk about today are the two beers that you brought with you.
Yes.
And these are cask conditioned series you're doing for gastronomic restaurants here in Copenhagen. So these are only found in Copenhagen in certain restaurants, if I understand correctly?
Yeah, actually, it's only to be found in one restaurant. At a time, and it's in Jutland. It's called Titrenel. It's a Michelin star restaurant, so it's a slow, ongoing project.
Yeah.
It's been on its way for 5 years, something.
And you started this with Nordic Food Labs, which was founded by Noma and I can't remember the other organization. Meyer, thanks. And so, how did that project get started? Did they come to you, or did you go to them, or?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know. I think this was just, someone from the company spoke to someone from Nordic Food Lab and sort of facilitated, is there something we can do, If you look 5 years back, I mean, we have a bar, we have a Noma with beers, but 5 years back, you didn't see any beers in the restaurant.
Yeah.
You hadn't hidden back in the, you have to ask for it.
Yeah.
You have any beers on the menu? Yeah, well, I will look.
Yeah.
So I think everything started there. So it's basically they have something on the top on Jacobson. Jacobson, to start with was, try to penetrate the wine country or food, pairing. But with this lab series was actually more like on top. How can we, penetrate the higher, finer gastronomic cuisines, bring something that suits well into their world.
Okay.
And then, of course, Nordic Food Lab had the knowledge, the insights of this gastronomic world. Okay, is there any ingredients? Is there anything you find interesting? Because they have creative, crazy stuff going on. Could we bring this into our beers? And then perhaps most important, okay, we have a scientist at Carlsberg laboratory research. Can they use this, or can we find this triangle, and make a beer that works well into this, food or gastronomic world?
Yeah. How has it been received so far? Because the sour rye has been out for a little bit. Is that correct?
So what we did, I mean, so far it's been a lot of talks, or meeting people, or like a PR. I think actually you saw Matthias, you saw the first label last year.
Yeah, I think you. At least we talked about what the label was going to be.
I kind of love the label. I got to admit, it's just incredible speaking notes, and gives you kind of like, I feel like I could make this beer just by reading it. I mean, I couldn't,
but actually you could.
You have all the information on it.
So what I did actually, but this is a side story. So because the scientist is such a huge part of this. So I asked one of the guys, asked Jep and Pia, which is part of this, and I was like, well, if you should do a label, not thinking colors or marketing, but if you should do a label for a beer, how should it look like? And they came back with this,
extremely detailed, because I mean it goes into like everything from the ABV to what kind of hops to malts.
One of the coolest things is the mash schedule on the side as well.
Yeah, the adjuncts, the acidity, primary fermentation, secondary fermentation, the barrel aging, the bottle fermentation. I mean, it just kind of goes into everything.
And I think that it took them a month, to agree, what should be on it and everything, and this also shows, how the project is, and everything goes in slow steps, and they really into details on everything,
All right.
But the beers, the dark lager, the central lager is out now in Titrenel. They had it for like 2 months, and it was sold out. So they made this signature dish, at the restaurant. Okay. So it's part of the tasting menu.
Okay.
So actually, and the reaction was really positive, especially because it was beer. People came for a Michelin star dinner or a tasting menu, and suddenly they got beer. And I think people were surprised about it. And that's
Michelin restaurants are usually, I think, still like you think about wine when you think about Michelin dinners, I guess.
Yeah.
But it's starting to like shift into like beer is starting to be accepted in a different way in these high-end restaurants as well now. I think wasn't it? It's Jeppes restaurant in New York. What's it called? The one that's behind Thirst's? Yeah, so Thirst is the bar, and then there's a restaurant behind Luxus. Is that the name of the restaurant? It slips my mind. But
Williamsburg, I can't remember.
I think that was the first, like, only beer restaurant that got a Michelin star.
Yeah. But I think also this is just attitude, because
Yeah.
who decides what's on the menu, or the sommeliers.
Yeah.
And they are used to work with wine. Good thing is now like nature wine and wild fermented or spontaneous is so we're moving closer to each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In terms of so now they are starting to talk a language which we do already,
Yeah.
and they do understand.
Yeah.
And it's just I think knowledge. People don't want to talk about stuff they don't know anything about.
Yeah.
So I think this just attitude change, and then the behavior will come itself.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we need somehow to help.
Yeah.
And I think once again bars here in Copenhagen is a good example.
Yeah.
Do something really well. Food and beer.
Definitely.
Well, do you want to try one?
Which one of these do you recommend
recommend
starting
Yeah.
with?
I think with because it's quite powerful.
The Chanterelle?
The Chantal.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
this is the sour rye.
All right.
Um,
These both come in at like 11%, 11.1%.
yeah.
And
So it's high in ABV, and this is one of the we love to have them high, so we can save them, and the good thing we don't have to declare any best due date
yeah,
Exactly.
on the bottles.
There we go.
So I would say this is it's called sour rye, but you guys are probably used to more sour than this. So it's a mellow, soft.
because a lot of sour beers come in kind of a lower ABV, so it's kind of wow. It smells like wine. It's amazing.
It is very wine-ish, yeah.
Oh man, the nose on that is outstanding.
You don't get any like sharp alcohol from the nose
No,
either.
not at all. It's just this nice, light, kind of effervescent smell to it. Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Beautiful color, very kind of hazy, apricotish in color. Oh wow, that is so smooth. Man, that is dangerous.
I could definitely see this be an interesting pairing for sommeliers that are at a Michelin restaurant or a high-end restaurant.
But that's also the whole idea,
Yeah.
So how but because you can't go like really local, whatever. So it's sort of like designed.
Yeah.
Or in our idea or perception of how should a beer be in this environment designed for this, but we have a different, because I think one of the things with wine is the acidity. This is always what we're looking into. It's lacking this and that, and this is hard for beer in some cases. But I think
You get this like lovely oakiness to it, a little bit of the bread and the aftertaste.
Yeah. So this is So this is on the oak barrels. So we have different barrels for different projects.
Okay.
So this is oak, and we bought new ones.
Yeah.
Just not to interfere with any taste notes. Just to be sure.
Yeah.
Okay, oak gives this sort of profile, or mulberry gives this sort of and this was again so like a humble. We're trying. Trying to be better. We're listening, and when we meet guys, we use the research center or Nordic Food Lab. How can we improve? Do better.
Because this definitely has a very pleasant, familiar, oaky, flavor. It does feel like you said fresh oak barrels. I'm like, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's raw, but definitely you can tell that these are new oak barrels.
Yeah. Or at least, well, I was going to say unused, but I mean that's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, there hasn't been any bourbon or any other spirits or wine in them before that, so it gives a pure oak flavor to the beer.
And what we're doing now, actually, we're doing some more, so now we're refilling these old, say, okay, so what happened? But now we're doing another ones, and see,
Has it changed and evolved and shit?
So that's the exciting stuff. But
because now you're just introducing new parameters as well.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of honey in it as well.
Yeah, it's honey. We used it.
For the bottle conditioning.
No, actually.
For the glucose for a bit of glucose for the bottle conditioning and extract of something honey.
Late summer honey.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, from pressed. So it's once again the input from Nordic Food Lab.
Yeah.
So we use that. Find material ingredients. So it's honey used.
But yeah, it's like you said, it's a very mellow sour, but it's also very, very nicely balanced, especially for the high ABV. Like usually high ABV sours tend to just be way too boozy.
Yeah,
and way too in your face. Like
there's no alcohol heat on this at all.
No,
it's so smooth.
And it's like we were on to the whole natural wine element before. It's actually very close to.
I can see how this really bridges that gap between like natural wines and beer, because the natural wines tend to be a little fizzier.
It's fizzy. It has this really small. And this is also what I love with this one. The fizziness. It's like soft bubbles.
It's almost a little bit champagne-y in the mouthfeel.
And I'm so glad that I think one of the but it was, of course, when we did this had this really tiny bubbles, tried to get this sort of champagne-y fizziness about it.
Yeah, and the carbonation is, I think, one of the key things I love about this beer is it's just as light and effervescent, and the aftertaste is just this warm, oaky. It's just so rewarding.
Like, now that you try it by itself, you really want to have it with the dinner as well.
Yeah, I was like, now I got the dinner because.
Yeah, exactly.
This I could really see if somebody didn't like beer and they tried this, but they loved wine. I could see where this could be a great.
No, I think
a great switch into that.
If you look, people moving from whatever like heavy, really, and then going into natural wine, and then suddenly you have something funky about, and then you meet this, I think that the barriers is suddenly,
Yeah,
you're starting to like cross those barriers.
Is this beer or is this, and hopefully we get people to start drink more beer.
What I really like is the Brett is so well incorporated that a lot of times the Brett can be like really heavy and kind of put people off.
Yeah.
But, man.
Well, I mean, and also like the Brett can really overpower all the other flavors in a beer as well.
Yeah.
So I think this is really nicely balanced, even for the high ABV.
I think that's kind of the most shocking part. It's 11%, and I cannot sense that at all. Wow. Some of those times I really feel bad for people that they can't try this beer with us.
Well, because these were really small batches as well. As you mentioned before.
It was 400 liters I saw on the side, so it's 500 bottles.
Yeah, so it's 500 bottles on each, and now we're using one more. So one less for but we have as we speak, of course, we have new project, we have new variants, and as soon as I have anything on, I will drop in an email to know about it.
Definitely.
So we're trying to do a more like a stringent, beer.
Yeah.
So if they have the sort of like the mellow sourness, and then you have we will taste later. I mean, more malty. We call it umami. And then we're trying to do like red berry something. We found some berries.
Yeah.
Nordic Food Lab found something.
I'm sure they did. It was growing in someome's backyard, and they were like, let's try this.
Actually, first, I think we had to go to Greenland or something, to find them.
Well, that's great. So Nordic Food Lab, do they just they bring you the thing like, here's some berries, let's see what we can do with this?
No, actually, we're sitting together.
Okay.
So we have bi-weekly meetings, testing stuff that we put on the kettles or on the barrels, and then just have a discussion. Okay, this didn't really work. Okay, this yeast strain, okay, that didn't really work. Okay, this was good, and then we sort of just jamming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Geek Paradise for beer
I want to be in those bi-weekly meetings.
So we have for the Nordic Food Lab, at the table, and we have the scientist from Carlsberg laboratory. Yeah, represented the marketing as well. Thank you. And our brewers as well. And then we just try to come up with stuff. But it's a slow process.
Well, especially with these types of beers as well. If you're going to oak age them for a long time as well, it takes a long time.
How long
this
was
is actually I think this is just like 3 months.
So 4 months.
Was it 4 months?
Yeah.
So it's not too, but
I
now we
would say
try different, what happens if this goes, for 3, 4, 5,
Exactly. I mean, if you let that sit for quite a while longer, you're probably going to develop even more sourness to it.
I think my favorite note on here is the microorganisms is spontaneous Brettanomyces.
Brettanomyces?
Thank you. It says pending genome to be sequenced. That is some real scientific nerdy stuff right there. They're not holding back.
No,
it's also estimated Angel's share as well as on there. So 1.2% of the batch evaporated from the barrels.
Oh, okay.
I don't know about what this is.
Yeah, 1.1 on that one.
What about 1?
Yeah.
So that's not much at all.
That's not too bad, yeah.
No.
I have no idea what the median Angel's share is.
No.
Whatever.
But the thing is that everything is placed also, cellar.
Yeah.
Which is the beauty of it. It's the original cellars from way back.
Is that the one where you shot the video that was on the Facebook page?
Yeah.
Because you were in that video as well,
Yeah,
weren't
it was
you?
me.
It was.
Having some old porter we have on some bread porter or something. That was me.
Yeah.
Love my job.
I don't blame you. I would love that job too. All right, let's try the Chanterelle Lager.
Chanterelle Lager.
Mushrooms and lager. It seems like an odd combination, but I have a feeling that it's going to be beautiful.
That's quite. I mean, so this is the sour rye. I came in, but it's more or less was developed. But the Chanterelle Lager, I had the opportunity to actually be, tasted from the start. So used it's classic lager with a Münchner, Pilsner malt. I don't remember what it says on it. And then Swedish Chanterelles.
Ooh.
Both dried, so both fresh and dry.
Yeah.
This is quite surprising in the smell. It looks like a brown ale to start with.
Yeah, or a Flemish brown.
Yeah, Flemish brown. Yeah, and it kind of smells a little bit like a.
I would say, the smell reminds me of like a Flemish sour.
Yeah.
Sour brown.
And it's funny, because I'm not as geeky as you, but for me it's like Swedish woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
Well, when you say it, then yeah, sure. I can see that.
It's like go out in the mushy.
Exactly. You have all the moss on the stone rocks, and like you're in the big like pine forest.
Yeah, it just has this beautiful, like you said, woodsy, foresty. Yeah, I mean, you say that, I can feel like
So I remember
it's almost like pine needles and like just being outdoors in the forest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you have your hiking equipment on. Your
This is the.
It's just I was just thinking about the barrels. I don't remember if it was.
This is the mulberry.
The mulberry, yeah.
Yeah. This is mulberry, roasted mulberry barrels.
Yeah.
All right, I guess we'll. Cheers, guys.
cheers. Oh wow,
That is sweet.
And then in the
A little
aftertaste.
spicy. It's kind of. it's berry-ish, like almost like a little cherry kind of, like fresh, like cherries.
Then in the aftertaste, you get a lot of those chanterelles.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a really cool beer.
But the spiciness is the thing that's almost like a pepperiness kind of to it. Wow,
It kind of reminds me of, when you said forest, it kind of reminds me of like, spruce tips.
Sorry?
Spruce tips. So the Glanskott. Just Glanskott. Pine,
like pine spruce,
Yeah.
little bit
Yeah.
tips on them. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of feel like I need some reindeer to go with this, and some
exactly, like some gamey
and
meat.
some juniper berries, and
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it has had. I mean, food with this
I
one.
want a steak right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like some, like you said, either deer or moose,
Yeah.
or like wild boar.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And I think, actually, what they did at Citronelle, I really have to remember. So I think it was like, so they had a like cornbread with a consommé, so it's like a broth, and with was it rabbit's heart or something like that? Because it really has some powerful.
Some flavors to go with it.
Like really,
it kind of needs that though. I mean,
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say as well. It needs a really, really flavorful dish to complement that kind of beer.
I would have never guessed lager on this. This is one of the most complex beers I think I've ever tried. It is like sweet and spicy and herbal, and it's a little sour.
But it's also it's got that like really mellow sour to it as well. But it's not even like extremely sour-ish. But you get like because I saw the pH level on it as well. It's only like a 4.6 pH.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's definitely not like.
This is what 3.9 acidity.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm sorry. This is the sour rye.
Yeah.
So it's not an extremely sour beer, but the sourness really comes through on that. Still, and the same with this. This is a slightly more acidic, but
I would say less. I mean, a 4.6 pH is a lot less acidic than a 3.9.
3.9. Yeah, sorry. Man,
But I just love the nose of this one.
smell is
it brings me back to Sweden.
Yeah.
And I remember the first, because we did it. We did tests of different. Okay, this is an amount and this amount of chemicals and everything. Yeah. And at one point, it really like blew me away. It's like, wow, I'm back in Sweden again. Because living in Denmark, it's probably the thing I miss the most. Autumn in Sweden, going in the forest with your,
And it's like chanterelle picking in Sweden is so big as well.
Oh yeah.
So I mean that's also I can definitely see that connection.
I just assumed they had chanterelles over in Denmark.
In Denmark as well.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's so close. I mean, you're talking just a little bit of water in between. It's not so distant.
No, this is also a super cool beer as well.
Yeah, it's just really amazing.
different from the first one.
Oh, definitely.
Completely different from the first one. I mean, I can see some similarities between the two, but I mean, as far as the flavor on this is just completely different than the other one. And I want to take one of these and just age it for like 5-10 years and just see what happens
to it.
Oh yeah.
Have you put any away in the cellar?
Oh, we will do.
Yeah.
But this is But we did So we did the dry transfer. We did some fresh, like sort of late. Not hopping. What do you call it? Late. Late chanterelling.
Late chanterelling. Dry chanterelling and late chanterelling. Oh, this is super cool as well.
So how do you see this program developing going forward?
Well, I mean, the ambition or the vision for it is to continue, or actually just have a barrel program. Now we just started up, but it's time, resources, But have this lab series, have the same constellation, Nordic Food Lab, and they have the scientists from Carlsberg laboratory and us and just have like a barrel program. And you know, bring more than 500 bottles.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you expand and you can find these on the actual market because, oh my God, these are amazing.
These are really fucking cool experiments.
Yeah.
And I don't think I've ever seen anyone put chanterelles in a beer before.
Oh, definitely not.
But it's really hard, you know, to sort of penetrate, you know, because I think we have a good story, and I think being humble still, you know, but it's pretty. Oh, I mean, the beer's okay, you know.
I would definitely say
it's hard to, you know, because these guys are still, you know, it's an unknown territory. For these people. I think perhaps if you go into cuisine or chefs, everything, you know, they're more openly about it. And this is also when we came to Tintrinier, it was actually the chef we, you know, approached, and we managed to get in. But I think, you know, any given day, if you went to like a sommelier, it's like, it's beer. I don't know, you know. So it's high, steep. I mean,
it's a tough sell.
It is.
Well, in the U.S., they've got the what's the beer equivalent of sommelier?
It's
Killer?
No, it's C something.
Yeah, Cicerone. Right. So they got the Cicerone program, which is the beer equivalent of a sommelier. And it was just kind of there's schools popping up in the U.S. around this education and understanding, and then trying to elevate beer into that same caliber of gastronomy as you have wine. So that people can really, you know, do the pairings properly and really kind of bring that into into an elevated art as opposed to just, you know, something you drink whenever the football game's on.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
But the thing is, I mean, also look into the you know, food world or gastronomy, cuisine. You know, I mean, beer can do so much more than wine. You know, but then again, there is some places or some areas that wine do well that beers don't. You know, you know, we just need to teach people about this. You know. And it's hard work, you know. But I think this is also one of the things with Jacobson, what I love working with beer, because we had this on the agenda. Try to teach people that beer goes well with food, you know, and hopefully people would drink more beers, and when people drink more beers, better beers come to the market, and then we, you know, have momentum.
You don't always have to have a red wine with beef or a white wine with fish or pasta or anything.
No.
There's so many beer complements that would work just as well or even better.
I am just blown away by these beers. I gotta admit, I didn't know what to expect, but this far exceeded anything that I could have anticipated.
So even now, like the chanterelle flavor comes out more and more.
As it warms up, it just develops. Especially getting it much more in the nose.
It might be I don't know if it's too cold, you know. But it definitely needs some food.
Exactly. This one in particular, you need it needs to be with a nice great meal.
It needs a complement to it.
And the thing is, as you said, you know, with the reindeer, you know, because it has the reindeer and it has some sweetness. And I believe that the sweetness in this, you know, we had
I think those two flavors complement each other really, really well.
Actually, it's the spiciness that I didn't anticipate that really keeps me coming back for more. Cause I don't know where it's coming from. Looking at the ingredients and everything, I don't see anything that just like yells at me that there would be like a spicy
I'm guessing
taste to this.
I'm guessing it's
got to be the mulberry. Maybe
it's either the mulberry or the mushrooms.
Could be.
I asked the scientists. I'll ask their scientists if they have
any spices in there.
Any idea what you know. Because that's also the beauty, you know. They have an explanation for everything.
Of course they do. Well, it's because this plays off of this, and they come together and to form this.
If you put these different stuff together, you know, it happens.
It's going to give you the perception of spice.
But,
I mean, that is the beauty of brewing, because you can get so many flavors out of beer by just combining the right cooking times with the right malts, with the right hops, and suddenly you've got this beautiful pineapple flavored beer that has no pineapple in it whatsoever. You know, it's crazy.
I know we shouldn't talk kids and beers, but I always do this with my children. You know, with especially with like New England style. And things like, what does it's Fanta. It's not Fanta. I mean, it's tropical Fanta. No,
it's not, and you cannot have it.
No, you cannot have it. But it's true. You know, it's crazy.
Anything else?
We've gone through the whole.
We've gone through our list pretty much.
Cool.
All right. What's your favorite beer? Doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be Jacobsen. It can be any beer.
Any beer at all.
Any beer. Oh. All right, we'll make it easy. What's your favorite Jacobsen's beer? Just so we can cover that one. And then.
About for the moment, I would say the Yakima. And it's not. I mean, it's not this crazy, hoppy, but the balance of it, the beauty. You know, I have had people say I don't love bitterness. I don't love how it. Suddenly it became the best, friend of beer. You know, because you have the balance. Between the hops, the bitterness, and the sweetness in the malt, and everything comes together.
I mean, and that was a West Coast style.
West Coast style,
right? Yeah. Because I mean, we've had this whole New England craze going right now. So it's really, and I think it's not too long ago that we had a West Coast IPA. I think it was actually the grapefruit one. It was more of a West Coast style IPA with grapefruit added.
Yeah.
It was just really refreshing to have a normal West Coast IPA for once. Even if I absolutely love the New England style IPAs, it's just kind of nice to get back to like the IPA roots that got you going.
Yeah, I do enjoy the new sweet IPAs. I still every once in a while one of those just classic kind of bitter, hoppy style. I'm like,
Exactly.
wow, I kind of miss this. I wish it was more on the market. I think IPAs are kind of settling down a little bit.
Yeah.
And we're going to see that kind of shift back towards the more traditional styles. Now
Yeah,
that
I
we've
think
done
so too.
Black and red and white and all the other flavors they could come up with.
It's just like earlier today, we went to just this small kind of bodega-ish bar, and we both just had a simple English pale ale, and it was just like the most beautiful thing. It was just perfect.
Yeah, I went to. Have you been to Charlie's Bar? They do cask ales.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
That was just like, this is.
Yeah.
You don't get that over here very often, so it's like, this is just a really nice reminder of simplicity and beauty of just like
Exactly.
a pure style.
And it's just it's like everything you need once in a while is just a pure English cask ale.
Yeah.
And it's just perfect. Because I mean, nowadays you drink everything in like small pours or small glasses, and it's just so nice to have like a full pint of something, and you can just like scarf it down in like 5 minutes and not get completely shit-faced of it.
But this is also, I'm looking into the Brewers Tab, so looking in now, it's going to be next year. It's going to be sort of like more traditional, So we're starting out with a dark, mild.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean,
great.
But then doing our take. So can we somehow twist it or do it like modern? We have some stupid ideas about it, But dark, mild.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Exactly.
But I think in terms of what I'm drinking right now, it's I'm a late bloomer, so I'm starting to your recommendation. Bought some beers down here, some sours.
Yeah.
Because
you bought a bunch of
apricot.
everything was basically apricots. Yeah.
So this is what I'm trying out actually tonight.
Yep.
So
you can have a big apricot sour tasting.
Yeah, because my wine guys is coming, so I need to introduce them to the beautiful world of sours.
Nice. I think he'll be very pleased and excited about it.
I think so too. I think that's also the easiest way to get wine people into beer is like introducing them to sours. Just as we've been saying over and over again now, but I mean the bridge between natural wines, who are usually more acidic and a bit funky with like the Brett and everything, that like the bridge to a sour beer is not as like pronounced as going from like a natural wine to an IPA, for example,
or a
imperial stout.
Or,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that'll be. You'll have to report back on how that tasting goes.
Yeah. Well, any parting information that we haven't covered? Did you want to?
No, I think looking into Jacobson, I think we have some exciting stuff, because we're Oh, we have some secrets. Looking in how to perhaps be more innovative, bring more innovative stuff into the market. Of course, you have our shelf products, and then you have something like the Brewer's Trap, but can we somehow be accelerate on stuff. Of course, this barrel project is one thing, but we have so many people in the company behind Jacobson that just burning to do more stuff.
Yeah, it's really great. I'm so glad to hear that like a brewery that's old and kind of somewhat traditional like Carlsberg is really branching out and investing, and like you said, you guys are developing tons of different yeast strains, and you got your whole science lab there. That's something that's doing incredible stuff.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
and it's also really cool with like as you were mentioning before, like with the whole concept or the whole like tradition of openness and sharing and all that as well. And it'll be really interesting to see which breweries you start doing collaborations with.
oh yeah.
Just have to find someone to who want to. No, but I think we're not closing down. We're open about everything about this. And I think collabs is a great fun way if sharing the best perhaps of two worlds. And we're not best in everything. We do something good and something we're really great at. Other stuff, we love to hear about it. And listen. So
perfect.
All right. Well, thank you for joining us today.
Yeah. Thank you for
sharing
bringing
these amazing beers with us. So you can find us online at what'sontappodcast.com.
Yep. Instagram, Facebook, iTunes, Spotify.
There you go.
And other places where you find podcasts.
There you go. All right, guys. Until next time, keep drinking.